islands that would dry up the pools.
Yeah, exactly. What instrument is he gonna use to do this? The nuclear missiles. That's why the Most High put it in the minds, all right, of all these scientists, namely the German scientists, all right, to create all the idea of a nuclear missile, harnessing fire. Basically, that's what a nuclear missile is gathering atoms together, splitting the atom to harness a great fire. All right, and that great fire is what the Lord is going to use through men, all right, to destroy America and other ports, all the other parts of the earth.
Yeah, that was good.
You got something?
Yeah, I got it on the 2nd Ezra 6 chapter.
Yeah, you'll bring it up.
This is on 2nd Ezra 6, and I'm going to start at 7. It says, Then answered I and said, What shall be the pardon asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that follows?
So when the prophets had spoke to the Lord, all right, got a vision for the Lord, all right, they always inquired of the end times, all right, because all the prophets knew that at the end of all the misery that Israel was going to come back into power. So that's why they wanted to know. They didn't just want to know just for the sake of knowing, because they knew when that end came that their people was going to be established. Our people was going to be established.
So quick precept.
Bring it out.
Acts 1 and 6. When therefore were come together.
Yeah, when they would therefore come together, which is talking about the apostles. Continue.
They asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
Yeah, so because they knew that when the Messiah came, which was Yahushua, all right, and when he died and shed his blood for the remission of sins of us, the Israelites, that the kingdom of heaven was supposed to come. But they didn't understand that it was going to be through a constant death and rebirth to this time that we're living in now, all right, that the kingdom was going to be established. Not during their time period, but that they would have to be reincarnated in this time that we're living in now, all right, to see the kingdom of the Most High come. All right?
Right. It says, And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world.
Yeah, Esau, all right, which in the Hebrew is Aishah or Aishashwa, all right, which means wasted away is he, referring to the pigmentation of you so-called white people's skin, all right. You're the descendants of Esau, all right. That's why we call you Edomites. It's not a word that we just made up. It's a biblical term, all right. And when you look up the word Edom in the Hebrew, it means Adawam, which means red, all right. That's why down south they got a term called redneck, all right. Because you white people are not really white, but you're red, according to the scriptures, according to the way you actually look. Continue.
For Esau is the end of the world.
Yeah, so the so-called white man is the end of the world. So when he came, this last time that he came into power, all right, he's the end of the world, meaning the end of the rulership of the wicked. Because as we know, according to the scriptures, that the world abideth forever, the earth abideth forever. The Most High created the earth to be inhabited, all right, he created the whole universe to be inhabited. He didn't create for it to be destroyed completely. So the end of the world is talking about the end of the wicked's rulership, which is you so-called white people. Continue.
It says, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
So after the smoke clears, Jacob, which represents the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, we're going to be the rulers of the next world to come. All right, that's part of our part of the testimony of the Lord. All right, the upliftment, the restoration, all right, the reestablishing of his people and his law, statute, and commandments on the earth. All right, and having his son, his first begotten, all right, the first spirit created by the Most High himself, be the leader of this new world. All right, this new kingdom. That's what the Lord said. He created a new heaven and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. All right, and righteousness is through the law, statute, commandments of the Lord. All right, so all these laws that these nations has created through their own deceit, all right, the constitution of all these different nations is all going to be done away with. And everybody is going to come to know the laws of the Bible. All right, and they're going to be forced to rehearse the laws of the Bible, to keep the laws of the scriptures.
Book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 2. I will also gather all nations. I will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
So this is the time that we're living in. This is why the scripture tells the Lord released the angel, all right? And the angel is the one stirring these people's spirit up, causing this tension, putting negative thoughts in these people's minds to come against each other, all right? So the Lord is gathering all nations for the Third World War. Continue.
And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage.
Yeah, so the Lord's going to plead with you there for his people and for his heritage, man. How's the Lord going to plead for you? by causing y'all to come against each other in that war. And ultimately, with the Son of the Lord coming with the so-called UFOs. Alright? Because the scripture tell you that in the midst of that heated battle, that all nations is going to leave off from fighting with each other, and they're going to turn and come against the Son of the Most High. And that's when the Son of the Most High is going to consume them. That's why the scripture said that they're going to be broken without hands. Alright? And simultaneously, when all this chaos is going on, the nuclear missiles is going to cap off the destruction. Alright? That's why America is going to have the greatest destruction ever known to man. Continue.
Israel, whom they have scattered.
So the Most High just told you who his people was. He said he's going to plead with you there for his people, for his inheritance, Israel. So Israel, alright, which is you so-called Negroes, Latino Native Americans, alright, you Israelite foreigners who are scattered throughout all the nations, alright, even though you don't look like typical Israelites, you still go back, your line, your lineage goes back to the seed of Jacob, back to the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So you're part of the Lord's people also, alright, and the Lord's going to plead with us, plead for us, alright, he's coming for our cause. Continue.
Whom they have scattered among the nations.
Yeah, whom they have scattered among the nations. Because when the so-called white man took us in slavery, alright, he didn't just bring us to America and to the Caribbean. We were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Alright, you had Jakes that was brought to Spain. You had Jakes that was already in Spain. You had Jakes that was scattered amongst the East Indians, amongst the Arabs, because they all had their hand, alright, in something to do with the downfall of our people. So our people were scattered throughout all the nations of the earth. Let me finish this whole thing.
And parted my land.
And parted the land, because Jerusalem is parted. Alright, that's the land that Israel was parted. That's the land of the Lord. Alright, you got Arabs in the land of the Lord, they took a part. You got the so-called Jews who took a part. Alright, you got the, who else they got?
They got the actual
but this is talking about the heathens part of the land. You got the Ethiopians.
Yeah.
Alright, they're in the land of the Lord, part of the land. Alright, you got all these different nations who the land doesn't belong to because it wasn't promised to them. It was promised to our forefather, and the promise was passed down to us to this very day. So you got all these heathen nations fighting for the land that don't belong to them, but it belongs to us.
Revelations 11:10. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell upon the earth. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them. And they stood up upon their feet, and great fear fall upon them which saw them.
Yeah, read it again.
Alright, Revelations 11:10. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another. Because these two prophets tormented them that dwell upon the earth. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet.
Yeah, the spirit of life is talking about the understanding of the Bible. Alright, that's what entered into the Lord's people. Alright, and we living in that time that the Most High, we manifested his word to his people. Alright, because for a period of time, we was lost. Alright, it began in the late 60s by one of our elders who passed away by the name of Albert Bibbins. Alright, he started bringing the children's heart back to the Father, man, teaching the people who they were. Alright, and when now all these nations see us knowing that we're Israelites, they like to pretend like it don't do them no harm. Alright, but the elites of all these nations, they ain't fair. Because they know once we come back in order, it's only a matter of time that the Most High is going to come down and defend his people. So that's where the people's fear, these other nations' fear lies. The average person, they don't know. They just think we just a bunch of, like a joke. Like they just walking around, these niggas is bugged out, they Israelites, they Jews. Oh yeah, I thought y'all was Africans. I thought y'all was this. I thought y'all this. Now y'all Jews. So to these people it's a joke, but to the elites, alright, of all these nations, they in fear right now. Alright, because they know it's only a matter of time that their rule should come to the end. Because the whole earth knows that it's only one God. The elites know that it's only one God, and that's the God of Israel. Continue.
And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
Yeah, we stand upon our feet right now with the words of the Most High, with his name, with the name of his son, Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. Alright? The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures, the understanding of the prophecies. Alright? The understanding of our heritage, the understanding of our tribes. Alright? That's how we stand upon our feet. Yes, sir?
Yeah, this was a precept for what you was talking about before.
Okay.
This is Haggai 2:22. It says, "And I will overthrow the thrones of the kingdoms, and I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen."
Yeah, that's Yahushua. He's going to overthrow the king of the kingdoms. All right, he's the one that's going to bring the righteous kingdom of the Most High. Because the scripture says that all preeminence was given to him. All right, he was set in the high authority over all creatures of the earth, all peoples of the earth, all nations of the earth. All right, so he's coming back to establish his kingdom, this kingdom of his Father, which is our kingdom. Because the scripture said that we're going to have a joint rulership. All right, the Most High created him as number one, but he also created men after him that's going to be in joint rulership with him. All right, because the kingdom of heaven is going to be for all Israel. All right, for beginning with the elect of the nation of Israel. Let me finish that off.
It says, "And I will overthrow the thrones of the kingdoms, and I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen. And I will overthrow the chariots and those that ride in them, and the horses and their riders shall come down, every one by the sword of his brother."
Yeah, because when the Lord comes back, you're going to have these other nations in tanks, all right, and so-called fighter jets. So when the Lord comes back with the